You know that moment when someone asks you, "So, what do you usually do in a day?" And suddenly your brain just stops, like the Wi Fi went down. You know the words, you know your routine, but putting it into English, it feels like you're trying to explain your life in a language you just started learning yesterday.
That exact thing happened to me in French 3 years ago. I was at a language exchange and someone asked me, "What's your typical day like?" And I said, "I sleep to breakfast. And then I walk to work." So today, we are fixing this.
Because here's the thing, your daily routine is probably the number one topic you will talk about in English, with coworkers, with new friends, in a language class, in a job interview. It comes up everywhere. And the good news? Once you learn the structure, you can tell your whole day in under 2 minutes and actually sound natural doing it.
So today, we're going to walk through a full day, morning, afternoon, evening, and give you the exact words English speakers actually use. Not textbook English, real, natural, everyday English.
Okay, so first, let us understand something. When English speakers describe their routine, they do not list everything. Nobody says, "I wake up at 7:03, I brush my teeth for exactly 2 minutes, I pour cereal into a bowl." That sounds like a robot reading a checklist.
Exactly. Real English uses something called chunking. You group similar actions together. Instead of 10 tiny sentences, you make 2 or 3 smooth ones. For example, so, what's your morning like?
Pretty simple, actually. I usually wake up around 6:30, grab a quick shower, and then make myself a cup of coffee before I do anything else. After that, I'll spend maybe 20 minutes just sitting quietly, reading or planning my day, and then I'm out the door by 8.
That is such a good routine. I'm jealous.
What did you notice there? I did not say 5 separate things. I grouped them. Wake up, shower, coffee. One smooth flow. Reading, planning. Second chunk. That is how native speakers talk.
And if you're just joining us, hey, English learners, I am David.
And I am Julia. Welcome to Learn English Every Day, your cozy place to learn real English and level up your life one conversation at a time.
Today's episode is B1 to B2 level. Clear, natural, real conversation English, perfect for intermediate learners.
If this kind of real-life English helps you, please hit the like button and subscribe. We upload a brand new episode every single day.
Can I tell you about my morning routine from about 2 years ago? It was bad, really bad.
Oh, I want to hear this.
So I used to wake up at 8:25. My first meeting was at 8:30, and I would literally roll out of bed, open my laptop, and pretend I had been awake for hours. "Good morning, everyone," while my eyes were barely open.
That is both funny and terrifying.
And here's the thing. I thought I was being efficient. I was saving time by not having a morning routine. But what actually happened, by 11 a.m., I was exhausted. By 2 p.m., I was on my fourth coffee. And by 6 p.m., I was too tired to do anything meaningful. My whole day was reacting instead of living.
And for English learners, here's something amazing. When you describe your routine in English, you're not just practicing vocabulary, you're actually thinking about your life, how you spend your time, what matters to you. Okay, so now that we understand why routines matter, let us talk about why describing them in English feels so hard. There are 3 things that make it difficult. Number 1, time words. In, on, at. I wake up at 7. In the morning. On Mondays. 3 tiny words that learners mix up all the time.
Number 2, frequency words. Usually, sometimes, rarely, never, once in a while, every now and then. English has at least 15 ways to say sometimes, and they all mean slightly different things.
And number 3, the biggest one, sequencing. When you have 10 actions in a row, how do you connect them without sounding like a robot?
Let us fix all 3 right now.
Let us do a role play. David, ask me about my morning.
What time do you usually get up?
I get up at 6:30, not in the morning because in the morning is a general time period, but at 6:30 because it's a specific clock time. Here's the simple rule. At for clock times, in for parts of the day, on for days.
Can you give me one more example?
Sure, I have my English lesson at 3 p.m. in the afternoon on Tuesdays. 3 prepositions, 1 sentence, no confusion.
That is such a good way to remember it.
Okay, so now that we understand time words, let us talk about frequency. How often do you do something? English speakers do not just say sometimes, they have a whole ladder. Let me give you the ladder from most frequent to least frequent.
Let us do a role play. I'll ask you questions and you use a different frequency word each time. How often do you exercise?
I always exercise in the morning, never miss it.
Impressive. How often do you drink coffee?
I usually have 2 cups, one in the morning, one after lunch.
How often do you eat out?
I eat out sometimes, maybe once or twice a week.
How often do you watch TV?
I rarely watch TV, maybe once a month.
How often do you eat breakfast in bed?
I never eat breakfast in bed. That's how you get crumbs everywhere.
Did you hear the progression? Always, usually, sometimes, rarely, never. Memorize this ladder and you can answer any how often question.
Now, the third challenge. How do you connect 10 actions without sounding like a robot? The secret is something I call the 3-word bridge. Instead of saying, I wake up, I brush my teeth, I eat breakfast, which sounds like a robot, you use and then or after that to flow between actions.
Let us do a role play. Describe your evening routine using these bridges.
Okay, I usually get home around 6. First, I change into something comfortable. Then I start cooking dinner, something simple, nothing fancy. After that, I'll eat while watching something on YouTube. And then I'll either read for an hour or catch up with friends on the phone before bed.
Notice how smooth that was? 5 actions, but they felt like one flowing description. That is the power of the 3-word bridge.
And here's a quick tip. In casual English, people often drop the and just say then. So, and then I cook dinner becomes then I cook dinner. Even more natural.
There is one more thing that will make your English sound 10 times more natural.
What is it?
The phrase, I tend to. English speakers use this constantly for habits and routines. Instead of saying, I usually wake up late, we say, I tend to wake up late. Same meaning, but it sounds more self-aware, like you're observing your own behavior.
Oh, I love this one. Let us do a role play.
So, what are your bad habits in the morning?
Well, I tend to hit the snooze button at least twice. I tend to check my phone before I even get out of bed, and I tend to forget to eat breakfast until I'm already hungry at 10 a.m.
I tend to do the exact same things, especially the phone part.
See how natural that sounds? I tend to. 3 words that make you sound like a native speaker.
The last tool is for when you're describing a change in your routine. Maybe you used to do something one way, and now you do it differently. English speakers use instead of for this.
Let us do one final role play.
Has your routine changed recently?
Yeah, actually. I used to scroll through social media first thing in the morning. Now, instead of doing that, I read for 20 minutes. And instead of having 3 cups of coffee, I switch to green tea in the afternoon. Small changes, but I feel so much better.
That is such a good example. Instead of signals a before and after. The listener immediately understands what changed and why.
Quick recap. Tool 1, at, in, on. Clock times get at, parts of day get in, days get on. Tool 2, the frequency ladder. Always, usually, sometimes, rarely, never. Tool 3, the 3-word bridge. And then and after that, connect your action smoothly. Tool 4, I tend to for habits. Makes you sound like a native observer of your own life. Tool 5, instead of for describing changes in your routine. All right, before we close today's episode, let us slow down and go through 5 vocabulary words you heard us use naturally today. Word 1, chunking, C-H-U-N-K-I-N-G. This means grouping small things together into bigger pieces. In English learning, it means connecting your sentences so they flow instead of speaking in short, separated chunks. I was chunking my morning routine into 3 smooth sentences. Word 2, efficient, E-F-F-I-C-I-E-N-T. This means doing something in the best possible way, with the least waste of time and energy. I thought I was being efficient by skipping breakfast, but I was actually just tired by 11. Word 3, barely, B-A-R-E-L-Y. This means almost not, or only just. My eyes were barely open during the meeting. I barely had time to eat lunch.
Word 4, smooth, S-M-O-O-T-H. You probably know this word, a smooth surface, but we also use it for language. Your English sounds smooth means your speaking flows naturally, without awkward pauses. Word 5, reacting versus living. This is actually a phrase, not a single word, but it's powerful. Reacting means you just respond to whatever happens to you. Living means you choose what you do. My whole day was reacting instead of living. Think about that one.
Here's your challenge for this week. Record a 60-second voice note describing your daily routine, morning, afternoon, and evening. Use at least 3 of the 5 tools we talked about today. Use at least 2 of the vocabulary words.
And then, here's the important part. Listen to your own recording. Did you use and then to connect? Did the frequency words fit naturally? You will hear things you want to fix, and that is exactly how you improve.
Pick one of these words: chunking, efficient, barely, smooth, or the phrase reacting instead of living, and use it in a sentence in the comments below. We read every single comment, and we would love to see your examples. Your English is under construction. Your daily routine, the way you talk about it, is under construction. And that's a beautiful thing. Keep going.
This was Learn English Every Day. I am David.
And I am Julia. Your progress does not end here. Click the next video and keep going. We will see you tomorrow.